Less than 2 miles south of the United States Capitol, welcome to Nationals Park. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Chicago Cubs and the Washington Nationals. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. And on the mound for Washington in this one, Tarek Skubal.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Chopper to second. Toss to Alonso. 1 out in the top of the first.
Batting second.
Here's the center fielder.
Number 22.
And that one clips the corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Sliced hard but foul. Skubal, 29 years old, and he was a 9th round draft pick back in 2018. The 0-2. Ripped right field. That's back there. That one way back, and it's gone. A solo shot. The Cubs strike first. It's 1-0. And now it's Frankie Lindor. This is another guy capable of hitting tape measure home runs. And there's a strike. Up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Pete Alonso at the plate and takes high there.
After giving up that home run earlier, it just doesn't seem like he wants to challenge him.
That pitch in for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Nasty 2-0 slider there for a strike. That tells you he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch.
That one hammered, but pulled foul. Hit in the air, center field. Crow Armstrong gets under it. And there's 2 away. Here comes the throw. Ozzie Albies up to the plate.
Second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Swing and a ball hammered left field.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
And now it's the switch hitter, Carlos Santana. Albies on at second with 2 down.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Check swing called strike. Going to count 1-2. That one ripped. Base hit. And they hold him at third. 90 feet away with 2 out.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get.
That's a base hit. Run scores. The throw in. Runner holds at third, so just 1 across on the play.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. There's nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped.
Oh, now this one's high and deep. Way back there. On its way. Gone. A 3-run dinger. It's their second home run of the inning, and they add to the lead. It's 6-0. Bo Bichette up to the dish. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
With how good these offenses are, there's a lot of ball game left.
Well struck right field. That's down. 1 hops off the wall. Throws to second. Not going to get him. He's in there.
They are really feeding off each other. That's 5 hits in a row. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
And that one handled. That'll end the inning after a lot of scoring. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. Here's the second baseman. First pitch misses. The 1-1 is fouled off. The 1-2. Set down on strikes. That was pretty nasty. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. And first offering is fouled off. Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's the veteran first baseman, Pete Alonso. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swings over the top of that one.
Looks really sharp at the start of this one. This is how it's going to be today. It's going to be a tough one for this lineup.
Ball. Got him. Strikes out the sign to begin. Back in Washington, D.C. Top of the second. Number 22 getting ready to hit. Line drive, base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Up next for the Cubs.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. Hard hit, but right at him and left.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Alonso takes a ball as he stands in for the second time. And that one fouled off.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
Ball to strike.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact. So not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. That's in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. That one missed. And ball 4, 2 aboard. So 1 out with 2 aboard. Here is Ozzie Albies up to hit.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
Pitch misses. And the count is 1-1.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popped.
Oh, and a nice sliding stop. Fires to first, and very nicely done for the out. Next is switch hitting first baseman Carlos Santana. This one drilled to left. No doubt about it as they add on more. Gone. He'll circle the bases. Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. That's back there. It has the distance. Gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. Will Smith to the plate. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike.
Well, they've been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out. Get as much as you can. Give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Two down, nobody on. Crushed to right. This one's got a chance. Out of here. Home run. They've hit another. His second home run of the game. Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. Doubled his first time up. Check swing, but he went too far. Strike 1. Swing and a base hit. And the hits just keep on coming.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
And it's 1-1.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And that's the 3rd out. Back here in Nationals Park. Now it's the Nationals cleanup hitter, Kyle Tucker.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along. So digging in, Taylor Ward. Just missed. Hey. That clips the inside corner for a strike. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Crow Armstrong settles underneath it. Takes it in for the out. Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. He's a guy who does it all. To the right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back in Washington, D.C. Now the number 2 hitter, number 22.
You know, these Cubs really producing with runners on. It's been a right place, right time kind of game for them. They put a bunch of runs on the board, thanks in large part to 4 hits with runners in scoring position.
And there's one away.
On top of that, they haven't left many runners on base, so they've been efficient getting runners on and finding ways to bring them home.
Lindor in the box for the 3rd time today as he takes that one off the plate. Nice grab. Throw to first, and they get the out. Here's Pete Alonso. He's 0 for 1. Foul ball. Now, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Out towards right center field. Tatis has a beat on it, and that'll do it. Back here in Nationals Park as we go to the last of the 3rd. Michael Garcia digging in for the Nationals. And a foul ball. The 0-1. Right through there for a strike.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Got him. 1 away on the strikeout.
Just not a good pitch to swing at. One reason he's an everyday player is he usually lays off of that junk.
And that's in there for a strike, and quickly nothing at 2. He goes down looking.
Batting 9th, catcher.
2 down, base is empty. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Will Smith gets him to chase after that one. Ball. On the ground to the left. Throw on to Santana. That ends the inning. It's a bit of a blowout now, which gives us a bit more freedom here in the booth.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
I'd say a little bit, and I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think You know, you have a good game the next day. You're maybe thinking a little bit when you're putting your spikes on. Which one did I put on first? What did I eat? You know, let me just bring that back into today.
So you weren't superstitious, you were a little stitious.
Yes, I was medium stitious.
Ground ball, left side. Toss to Alonso. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Up next,
2 outs, base is empty. And now, Fernando Tatis Jr. He's already homered here in this one.
We've got some superstitions up here in the booth, and you never can say, hey, this game's going really fast early in the ball game.
Yeah, that is one of the ways that we are capable of putting the jinx on the game, is talking about how fast the game is going. That normally will grind it to a screeching halt.
No question.
Ripped on a line to center. And that is that. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now here's the Nationals leadoff man, number 9. Out to short. Lindor. And he beats it. That's a hit. Great try there. Man at first, nobody out. Now here's runner takes off. Pitching for a strike. No throw, safe at second. This one in the air, center field. In position. He's there. He's got it. Runner tags at second. Relay to third. He makes it to third. Good base running to move up with only 1 out. And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Struck out swinging his first time. In the dirt. Nice job behind the plate. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's...
And that one gets away at the plate. Runner stays put at third. And that one is lifted in the air under it. And he makes the catch. Runner tagging from third. That's a sacrifice fly as he comes across. It's 11-1. Here's Kyle Tucker. His first at bat was a strikeout. That one ripped but foul.
He didn't want to give up that run, but he did. Got the fly ball, sac fly out. Now it's time to attack these other guys. Get your team back in the dugout.
Swings and misses at 1 down below the zone. Oh, look at the stop. Throw to the pitcher. And that's a nice play to end the inning.
Well, he went the distance for that first MLB win, Boog. I think it's impressive.